Hey, I'm Chris Henderson, and this is Song Builders Deconstructed. What this is I listen to new and newish music, new hits, songs on the way to becoming hits, usually suggested by you guys, and I find teachable moments that are hopefully valuable to you as you're building your own musical catalog. I write and I produce. I'm experienced and accomplished in both areas, but full transparency, this is just about loving music. So this week's song was suggested in my Facebook comments from Rain Farmer out of Detroit, and the song is Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish. Let's check it out.
I had a dream, I got everything I wanted, and you say, as long as I'm here, no one can hurt you.
So the first three things I noticed that I usually point out are tempo, melody, and soundscape. But for a song like this, I should also touch on the vocal tone and the lyrical depth. First of all, any DAW music program, drum machine, or keyboard is going to be set at 120 when you turn it on. So that saves time in setting it up. Here's some different ways you can freak 120 tempo.
Oh, baby,
come here.
say it, spit it out. What is it exactly?
Bad things, fine as hell, thick as fuck. Oh my god.
I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so.
All right, let's recreate this soundscape. What all do I hear? Not much. I hear an electric piano sound, but it's pulsating. You could side chain that, or I'll probably just put it on a tremolo effect. Okay. The piano is pretty much playing exactly what the electric piano is playing. The piano sound that they use kind of has a muffled quality to it, so you might want to put a one knob filter on that to kind of cut out some of the highs. But I found a piano sound that's already kind of muffled and muddy sounding. Yeah, okay. I hear a few more things, but not a lot. There's a toy piano sound that hits on like the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It hits kind of where the snare will be hitting, and there's like this airy pad tucked way in the background. It's just hitting a few notes now and then, just helps setting the mood of the song. Kind of helps the drums out when they come in. The drums, real simple. Let's see. Then kind of midway through the verse, there's this airy pad that's just playing the chord. Then in the hook, the Moog sound comes in for the bass. This bass sound will do the trick, but it's a little dry. Let me add some chorus to it. Okay, then there's this one synth that only comes in during the hook. It's kind of an electronic string pad, but it's kind of got some flute and organ elements to it. Let's go to pads and strings. There's something called fluty colors. No, okay. But it also kind of sounds like an organ. Let me go with something. There's something actually called organish. Let me put a filter on it, and then let me put a tremolo on that so that it kind of doesn't overpower that section. Okay, so I know the only chord change in the song happens on the second half of the hook. Don't panic about that, it's real simple. The bass note doesn't change and the top note doesn't change, so just go to that middle note in the chord and just change that bottom middle note. Raise that E up to an F. Basically, you're making a minor chord into a major one. And just do it to those 3 instruments that are playing chords, and second verse, they have this one muffled bass sound that's kind of got a quick attack. To me, it just sounds like tuned electronic tom drums. So let's go there. It's pretty much just fingering the broken chord. After that, there's a plucky sound that's kind of playing an octave above that. Quantize it. Then next cycle, another octave higher than that. There's a plucky sound that I already kind of like, so I'm just gonna pick one that I always use. A few things I took away from the Soundscape. The track overall seemed a little muffled, even in the original. I noticed that some of the high frequencies were cut, and that's why in some cases I put the one knob filter on some of the instruments. Then in other cases, I actually found instruments that just had kind of a hushed quality to it. But it was done that way so that even while she's singing softly, the rasp and the crackle in her voice can still cut through and be the center of that mix and not compete with the clap or the piano in the track. The track made room for her style of voice, and the minimal production style left room for you to actually hear her lyrics. And that's the main takeaway I want you to have from absorbing this song. Everybody doesn't have a 5-octave range, fast vibrato, or great running ability. Your tracks and your songs should be the Iron Man suit around your vocal tone and whatever your lyrical strengths are. That's something that her writing and production partner, her brother, does well with her. It's almost like they have an opposite Suri T'Challa relationship from Black Panther, where her brother Phineas is pretty much designing and building that customized super suit for her to wear and win in. So if I could give any advice, it'd be artists, find producers that build around you. Producers, find an artist that you could build with, build around, build on top of whenever you can. As you see me demonstrating these posts, once you have your chord progression and your tempo, there are infinite possibilities on how you can build around that. You've also seen me make minor changes to the key and tempo and see a beat become a whole different thing. Find those keys and those tempos that your artist shines in. Find the soundscapes, a combination of instruments and tweaking that complements your artist's vocal tone the best. Another thing that I'd like artists and producers to take away from this, learn things from outside your genre and borrow from things outside of your genre. That's when you can bring fresh new ideas to something and increase your chances of being an outlier and a difference maker and not just another in the race. Even when I was sounding out this song, it happened pretty fast because I kind of recognized those chords. I play those chords and I hear everything from Jagged Edge to Sierra to Jay Holiday to Mariah Carey. Let me put my instrumental back up. And let me inject the acapella in there.
I got everything I want.
Now watch what I can play at the same time.
Not what you think. And if I'm being honest, it might have been a
Don't wanna make it seem really don't care if people stare at us.
I'm looking for somebody I can find. Looking for the only one that I can give my all to. Tell me if it's you. Nobody cried. What you wanna do? Nobody even noticed I saw them standing right. You can be my teacher, I do homework. You can be my educator, baby, I do more.
You know I got to be.
What else? All right, let's say we go back to this instrumental. Now it's at 120 now. Let me speed it up to 140.
I had a dream. I got everything.
Let me transpose it up 3.
But when I wake up, I see you with
It feels so hard to believe. Come back, baby, please, 'cause we belong together. Who else am I gonna lean on when times get rough? Who's gonna talk to me on the phone till the sun comes up?
So I hope you found some helpful tips in there, and I hope it helps you build better songs in your own catalog. Like and share if you liked it, like and share if you learned something, and subscribe. Please join my email list for more exclusive content, sound packs, giveaways, and information on the live workshops that I travel and do. I'll probably even start virtual ones. I'm still figuring it out. Peace and keep building.